was a labor of love. It was all from our heart.
The community of Kingsport has embraced the carousel with the biggest hug you could imagine. If you just come on one day to watch children ride, you get it.
I tell everybody, no matter what your age is, when you get on the carousel, you're 8 years old.
Our wonderful Kingsport Carousel is very meaningful for our community. It was just amazing to see the community come together and rally sort of behind this project.
Well, it's so different. It came about in such an unusual way.
To become a reality based on the dream of one man.
Gail Yo was kind of the spark plug behind the project. He grew up in Binghamton, New York, and always wanted to see a carousel in Kingsport.
My husband walked in the kitchen one time and said, "Kingsport needs a carousel." And I said, "That's the most ridiculous thought I've ever heard of in my life. Why?" Not only was that a crazy idea, but we'd have a carousel when pigs flew. I was on the board of Mayor and Alderman. We didn't have the money, and I thought we were probably talking about buying a carousel. And I said, "That'd be $500,000. Gail said, "We'll go to the service clubs." I said, "The service clubs don't have that kind of money." He woolied it a little while, and he got on the computer, and he found a man down in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, that runs a carousel carving school. I've never heard of one before, but that's what he does.
I was the project leader on the Kingsport Carousel project. We had 4 original carvers. We called ourselves the 4 Horsemen. We went down to Soddy Daisy, Tennessee to a carving school there run by Bud Ellis. And we spent a couple of weeks down there working on our first 4 horses. And we had the heads of those horses started when Gail passed away. I had taken pictures of what we had done to Gail, and I think I saw a faint smile on his face, but I hope he realized that we were progressing with it.
It all goes back to the original dream that Gail Yo had about having a carousel in our city, because he had one in his city growing up as a boy.
The city gave us a room out here in the Linview Community Center. Everyone wanted to be involved because it's a wonderful, magical type of who else can work on a carousel? I'm not the head carver, that's Reggie. I'm not the original. There's the 4 guys that got into it were called the 4 Horsemen, and they've sort of been the people that managed everything. I'm not the one that found the carousel or had anything to do with the body of it. I'm just sort of the head cheerleader. If anyone needed to be encouraged about talking about the carousel, I did it. So
the first challenge that we had was recruiting volunteer carvers. All of our carvers, all of our painters, everybody who works on the project was a volunteer. We would go around to various festivals and so forth and demonstrate carving of our animals.
By our estimates, we have over 300 volunteers. People came to the project with a desire to participate and perhaps not necessarily fully developed skills. They were willing to learn, people were willing to teach them, and the result is this beautiful carousel. Our wonderful Kingsport Carousel is very meaningful for our community. While we had the idea of a finished carousel as the end result, that was Gail's dream.
we feel like he was part of it because so many serendipitous things happened.
There were people that came out of the woodwork to paint and to work on this carousel.
The older folks that know what went into it as far as the volunteer time and everything appreciate it for that, and the young kids appreciate it because it's fun to ride. Along the way, great community was formed within the volunteers, and they really came together as a family, and at every level it's been that sort of community. It's something that you don't see in a lot of communities.
It's something that no one else has without being in a big recreation area.
A lot of times you go places and if you do see a carousel, it's fiberglass horses. But this is, I think, the fact that so many people came together to put this, to volunteer their time to put this together, just meant a lot to the community.
If you really truly put your heart into something, you want to dedicate as much of yourself into it as you can.
There's been so much time that's been put into it.
We painted over at Farmers Market on the background pieces to begin with, and people would just come up and say, oh, can I paint, can I paint, can I paint? So anyone that wanted to paint, we let them do some painting on it.
Artists, painters, I continually find more people who have been involved that I didn't even know about.
Kingsport's got something that's unique, and I think that means a lot to people.
It's a unique project. I don't know many other places that are having the community come together to put something like this together.
The community has just been drawn together like nothing I've seen or been part of before.
And seeing something like that come to fruition where people can enjoy this for years and years to come.
But there is a unity. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of work. Good people who have worked on it, friendships made.
The community can come together and garner the resources, whether it's the ones that they have inside that they didn't even know they had, or pull together the resources of the community to do something big. We have had a banner opening year. We've just had so much fun, and we feel like people are still discovering it.
Oh, it's going to be here a long time. I'm expecting my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren, and my great-great-grandchildren to ride that carousel.
From this group of people that were actively involved in it, is truly a legacy and a gift to the future.
It's going to be here forever. We're going to make sure it does.
All right, well, come out, take a spin, and we've got an animal waiting for you on the Kingsport Carousel.